At the regular plenary session of Legislative Chamber of Oliy Majlis, Majlis considered a bill aimed at regulating relations in area of protecting children from all forms of violence. The bill clearly identified the state bodies and organizations directly involved in protecting children from abuse. Negligence, exploitation, and bullying will be considered form of abuse along with physical, sexual, and psychological abuse of children. A system of protection orders to protect children from abuse is also being introduced. No form of violence, including corporal punishment and other cruel acts, shall be used in educational organizations. Deputies of the Legislative Chamber approved the bill in the first reading.
In the latest plenary meeting of the Oliy Majlis, several key issues were addressed, including the discussion of a draft law concerning the recognition of rights to land plots and buildings acquired without proper authorization. The draft law considered in its first reading aims to provide legal solutions for citizens awaiting clarification on property ownership, particularly concerning houses built without permission. During the meeting, it was noted that in 2018, over 621,000 citizens received cadastral documents through a nationwide campaign initiated by a presidential decree. However, a substantial number of citizens exceeding 3 million are still awaiting a resolution regarding the ownership of unauthorized constructions. The proposed draft law outlines procedures for recognizing rights to land plots and buildings, as well as the leasing of such properties. In a recent draft law, it has been proposed that ownership of buildings and structures that are currently not owned, such as those built on certain territories, will be addressed. The draft law outlines 8 specific cases where ownership will be granted. If these buildings were constructed before May 1, 2018, or if they fall under certain discretionary considerations, granting ownership will be considered. Additionally, the law addresses houses built within cooperative farms where official documents are lacking. In such cases, formalization processes for recognition of ownership are being carried out. Additionally, the draft law addresses procedures for changing land categories, state registration of real estate rights, and the privatization of land plots with leasing rights. Notably, the draft law proposes exemptions from administrative penalties for those who have occupied land plots without authorization. The draft law received approval from deputies in its first reading. Furthermore, other legislative matters, including laws related to telecommunications and the enhancement of evaluation activities, were approved in their second reading during the plenary meeting. Additionally, measures to improve the secondary lease of agricultural lands and promote their effective utilization were also discussed and approved.